Hello, this is Reflections, and I'm Nancy Joy. Today's quote comes to me from Ezekiel as I was seeking help and in adjusting to and understanding the pain I feel related to my beloved Egypt, going through this actually probably beautiful transformation. And what he said right off the bat was, if an emotional wound goes really deep, you might suppose you're going to have to go really deep, just as deep, to heal that wound. And the emotional wound that this planet is healing is separation from God, separation from unity consciousness, separation from God Creator. One way or another, whatever your belief system, whether you believe you chose this as a soul, whether you believe you don't, it doesn't really matter, because one way or another, if you're here in a human body at this time on this planet, basically more often in this third dimension, you are separated from the knowing of God within your very being, and your journey is to come back to that unity within yourself. And so this wound is almost a creation wound, and it is very ancient and very deep. And as we move into this shift that we are going through now, we are revealing that wound. We have to rip off all the scars and hiding of it and suppression of this wound, and it is there now in front of our faces in every way. And I think that's why Egypt is touching us so deeply. Tunisia just went through the same thing, but Egypt is touching us so deeply because so many of us have those ancient Egyptian roots. It was a hard decision for me this week, but I had to officially cancel my 9th Wave of Unity Consciousness trip that was to begin March 6th, was the takeoff time, to Egypt. It will be rescheduled, maybe with a different intention. Most likely we'll be taking this trip in January 2012. I realize in my heart that the Egypt I have known since I've been going there in 1994 will not be the same Egypt I return to. Here's the kitty, too. This is Isis, me Egyptian kitty. Yeah. Oh. And there's great sadness in that, but at the same time, I know that the sadness is in letting go of what I know, what's good for me, what's worked for me, what's been such a source of growth and joy in my life. And I love those people. I am so heart-touched by the Egyptian people, the Muslims and the Coptic Christians. And so what Ezekiel is saying and what I feel is that this is the beginning. There are other beginnings, but this is the huge out there in front of our face of this wound of separation within us all. And when they hold up the sign and say, "No more Mubarak," it can sound like this isn't unity, but they're taking that step of coming together as one heart to make a call for freedom, to make a call for all humans to be given that which is theirs to have as God creators. And we've forgotten our way, we've forgotten who we are. So to return to who we are, which is happening, we have to go very deep. And so as we watch what's going on out there, let's bring it to what's going on in here. And we're separated from parts of ourselves. As I look at Egypt, what's going on, I see the different factions. And I know all about, I've gotten a ton of emails from you all about the Illuminati and the control and the manipulation. And but go beyond that. That's all so. But so is it so that inside of you, you've got all these factions trying to control you and manipulate you inside your very being. Your ego, your emotions, your thoughts, your inner child, all competing to have control, when really what we're aiming to is bring them all together, back into our hearts, back into God's self. And some of the things that are going on in Egypt just opened my heart so wide. If you saw the YouTube clip of the Coptic Christians lining up facing outward around the praying Muslims during their holy day on Friday to protect them as they prayed. These Coptic Christians had their church blown up and lost 30 or 40 people that were praying when the Coptic Christian church was blown up. And of course, the blame and the finger pointing. It was this radical Muslim group. It was this, it was that. All created to divide. You know this in your heart. All these things we're told, all these things that are happening are created to divide us. Because, folks, and I'll validate it, having traveled a lot around the world, people love people. They do. People to people, eye to eye, heart to heart, there is unity, there is love. What divides us is the ideologies, the judgments. And look in your own life where you are divided because you're pointing your finger in judgment of somebody else. It's one thing to decide that something's not healthy for you, something that you've created in your life. It's one thing to decide it's not healthy for you, and that's what I feel these Mubarak supporters have decided. It's not healthy. Leave in peace. Go, brother. We're complete with you. There's no doubt Mubarak knows why. Okay? But when you take someone that's suppressed you, hurt you, you feel wounded you in any way, and you point your finger and throw all of it out on them, you're just going to recreate the lesson. You're going to recreate the lesson. So what we are all being guided to do at this time as we enter unity consciousness is, number one, bring the disenfranchised parts of yourself back together in your heart, whether it's your inner child, whether it's your ego running the show, whether it's your wounds that you're trying to cover up that keep pushing you. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Bring them into this heart center. Breathe them in. You don't have to understand them in your head to feel them in your heart. You hear that? You do not have to understand them in your head to feel them in your heart. Doesn't mean you have to go hang out with something that's destructive for you. It means you simply have to bring it back to love. Because in bringing it back to love, you begin to bring yourself back to wholeness. And as Ezekiel said, the deeper the wound, the deeper we must go to heal it. There's something wrong with this camera today. It's flashing. I hope this is working all right. So, short and sweet today. I'm on my way to the Yucatan. And I'll be gone for a couple of Sundays. I'll probably do repeats for you email people. For you folks who aren't on my web email, please go below www.heartlights.net and sign up to get the Heartlights updates and reflections, so you have the written portion. A lot of great information and links on that for y'all. And just take this inside yourself today and really start to look at this world as a whole. If you're afraid that the Muslim Brotherhood and the radical Islamists are going to take over Egypt and then all the Arab world, and you will be taken over by Islam, well, you are just in your head and your thoughts are driving you crazy. It's not even the truth right now. The truth right now is we're healing a wound of separation. Get on board. Don't hang out somewhere that isn't even real. So, loving you all very much. Take care of who you are, and I'll see you when I get back from the Yucatan. Have a great couple of weeks. Bye now.